It's a real funky production. Funk and Friends. Trust the funk.
What can I do? It doesn't matter if we both say that it doesn't look good.
Mother's always right.
It doesn't. Oh my God. We'll have that conversation. She'll like one color. We'll like one color. But there's times I agree with. There's a lot of times I agree with her too. Not to say that I don't. I play one side. But when we both don't agree with what she wants, it doesn't matter because we don't get our way. We don't get our way.
Mother's always right.
That goes to show you a lot of things are just forced on us, man. Okay. And we have to play a position of pleasing.
We're actually the victim.
Think about it. The woman is always right. Happy wife, happy life. Men say these things so they don't kill themselves. Okay, so they don't do dumb shit. Obviously, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying a lot of times it doesn't get looked at from both sides. So we get villainized in expressing that we don't necessarily agree with how these things are going in what direction. Maybe I don't like fuchsia. Maybe I don't like tile. Maybe I like turf. Maybe I like apricot walls. I don't fucking know.
How about that?
But it doesn't matter how we feel. A man's feelings are always pushed to the side. So a lot of times we get, and then that's another thing. A lot of times there's situations where they feel like we don't express ourselves. You're not emotional enough.
Preach.
I need you to dig deep down. Tell me how you feel. Express yourself.
Let's talk about it.
It don't matter when we express ourselves because we can tell you how we feel. We can express that we don't agree about something. It doesn't matter.
You're still wrong.
You're still wrong.
You're always wrong.
Why do we waste our time?
Because women run the world.
Because women run the world. But see, what I've learned recently after looking more into sexual energy and understanding that our semen is the seed of mankind. And generally, it's our fault as men for devaluing the energy that lies within our sac, in our root chakra, right? We as men have diminished and devalued that. There's a reason why women say it's hard to find a good man. It's hard to find a trustworthy man. It's hard. You don't hear that same gripe from the man, obviously, right? There's a reason why the man ain't complaining, because it's not hard for the man necessarily. The man, it's only hard for the man to necessarily get the one he wants. It's not hard for him to get anything or any, obviously, because I can go on Instagram right now and I could find some pussy right now.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
It ain't, because that's how simple it is, right? But necessarily, I say all of that shit to say I'm gonna tap somebody in. I wanna piggyback something off of that, and feel free to tap in.
Let's get it rolling.
Hello. Hey.
Hello?
What's happening?
Well, hello.
I didn't know it was me.
Well, how are you doing, love? Do you mind introducing yourself, telling us where you from, who you is?
Yeah, I had some thoughts on what you were saying.
Hold on, girl.
We want to know who you are first.
You're a
okay.
question. You see?
I'm Elle from Minneapolis. Hello.
Hey.
Shout out Elle from Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, love.
Shout out Minnesota where it's cold.
It is. It's actually snowing. It snowed today.
I'm glad I'm not there.
We're from Texas. We don't know what snow is.
Yeah, it was bad.
Unless you're chopping it.
So what's the question?
I thought you said you had a few thoughts.
Oh yeah, I did. I had actually a bunch of thoughts, but just about what you were just saying, I feel like it's really easy for men to start thinking about how, I don't know, their seed and how their seed affects the world. But it's like, okay, well, you can just, go have sex with a girl, and then that girl has to deal with your seed for 9 months. You don't know.
And 18 years.
Right, but like initially for 9 months, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you're thinking about it every single day that you're pregnant or whatever. I don't have kids, but that's what I'm thinking, like what a girl has to go through when she's pregnant or whatever. And so that was my thought. Like, I feel like you just like completely dismissed women and like.
No, I don't think. I'm sorry if it came off that way. I wasn't meaning to.
You didn't mention. Oh.
No, and the reason why I didn't mention past them getting somebody pregnant, I never said anything about them getting people pregnant, right? I'm just talking about the sense of that they carry the seed now. A lot of men have this ability, doesn't mean they put it to good use, right? It's the same arguments with guns, right? People can always say, guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people, right? It's the same argument.
White people with guns kill people.
But it's the same thing with like having babies, right? It's like, fuck niggas is the ones who are shooting up girls' clubs and then dipping. You know what I'm saying? Doing little drive-bys.
They fuck it up for the good guys.
But the guys who know their seed, right? They just not planning and everything, right? So when that's literally where like marriage comes into it, right? Because now it's that commitment of the man saying, I'm taking on this woman, right? And somebody can correct me when it comes to the vows and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I know the big dog over here. I know you familiar with that verse on, what was it, on the submit.
Oh, yeah,
The woman
the
woman should be submissive to her man, and the man should love the woman, right? So if we looking at it in that perspective, right, now we're saying that, okay, now if the woman submits to this man, right, now he's saying like, you're my garden. I'm gonna plant all my seeds into your garden, girl. And
you're getting all the love, baby.
And we're gonna grow this family tree. We gonna have branches. We gonna build this thing together.
We gonna water that thing.
You know what I
Oh
mean?
my God. Whoever is like saying all this extra stuff is killing me right now. I can't.
Don't mind me.
Don't mind him.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying what you really want to say.
He's the voice in all of our heads.
Oh my God.
But are you single? Do you have a man? What's up?
Yeah, yeah, I'm single. Like, I'm not messing with anybody right now. I just got a relationship, so
After how long?
like in the middle of quarantine. I feel like I really told people if they should be in a relationship or not, and it taught me I should not be in a relationship with that person. So
what if you don't mind me asking, why didn't it work out?
Was his thing-a-ling small?
that's messed up.
You can trust the funk.
No, I think that our communication was not the same. Like our love language, I feel like it was the longer quarantine existed, it was like our love language was not,
Y'all weren't speaking the same language. It wasn't compatible. He didn't speak. What is your love language, if you don't mind me asking?
My love language is like affection. I think that's my biggest one.
So affection. So I guess words of affirmation, quality time, I'm assuming.
Exactly. That's what I like. And his was not.
How did he, I guess, what were his ways of expressing it? What was his language?
It was just like all over the place, but I think his was like primarily just like doing stuff for me, which is like, I guess like okay, but it was like I need the words. And it was like, okay, this is great, but
so his way of expressing it was through gifts. So he was a gifter. He was a
Yeah.
person who wanted to express his, which is understandable. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing to say that it's wrong. Like, but again, it shows like y'all were uncompatible. So
Yeah.
at what point?
Oh.
No, I'm sorry to cut you off. Continue.
Like in the end, like we realized that. Well, I realized that towards the end when it was like, okay, well, we can come, like we can go see each other all the time, whatever. And it ended up just being really weird because I don't know, like a gift is great. I'm not saying it's not great, but like I like words, I like to talk, I like to communicate, you know what I mean?
What kind of gifts was he giving you? What was the nicest thing he got you? Or what was your favorite thing he got you?
I like traveling. I grew up camping a lot, so I told him about a view I wanted to really see. There was like something I really wanted to see from a mountaintop, and he made it happen. And that for me was like a way for him to really express himself. So I really love that. Like that was a great gift for me because
That sounds romantic.
heard what I wanted to, like what I wanted, but it was like that was like the highest, and it just kept going down. So I don't know.
It only got worse from there. What was the
No,
first sign?
it was great. It was like it was
Oh.
the high point, but it's like once you reach that high point, then it's like I don't know.
So that was you made the top of the mountain. That was peak. So that was the peak of what seems to be the relationship.
Because that's what
All pun intended.
like that's something that I wanted, and that's something I said, and then he made it happen. So it was like, oh wow, like he heard, he voiced, he made it appear, you know, like my wish.
So let me ask you this: what moment did you realize this wasn't gonna work?
When he tried to put shit on your tits?
No, so I'm not gonna say that.
No, you
I don't
didn't
know.
try that?
I don't know. I felt like our love didn't translate to like physical affection. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna say what your friend is saying.
The sex wasn't good, basically.
I'm not gonna say all that. That's weird. No, I'm not gonna say all that. But I'm just.
It's not weird to say. Why
is
is it weird to say? Are you not? You could be honest. Are you not comfortable talking about sex?
This is
No,
sex
it's not
space.
that I'm not comfortable with talking about sex, but I'm not gonna embarrass that person or whatever.
Okay, and granted, and I don't know who that person is, obviously, like,
right.
And you don't have to say their name, but I understand if you feel like they paying attention, they listening, or whatever.
I feel like if for women, it's like if you're not feeling the emotion. I don't know. For me, it's like if I'm not feeling the emotional love, if I'm not feeling the emotional connection, for me, it's like then it dies with the physical. If I'm into you in that way, like if I want to date you, if I'm like really into you, whatever.
But that nigga wasn't hitting it. He wasn't hitting the right spot.
Okay.
So
okay,
you don't even got to answer that. I'm gonna ask a question in a different way.
What?
If you, how much does sex? How important is sex in your relationship? If you have to put a percentage on it.
For me,
50-50?
50. No, it has to be way more than that. Like, come on. I would at least say like 70%. Like, I mean, like if I feel like if I'm not feeling you physically, then it's just over.
I figured, like, because I sense the energy, so
70% of the time, like,
and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel like you at fault for having.
Be yourself. You know what you want.
That's the thing. There's times where I feel like, and it goes both ways, women and men, where sometimes we feel like something wrong with us because we have a higher sexual drive or a lower sexual drive,
Right.
right? Than the person that we are, we're dating, whatever the case may be. But that's fine. It's something you discovered not too far down the road. You realize that, hey, me and him sexually are not there. Not everybody is gonna have the same sexual energy, you know what I mean?
Sometimes he just can't get it up.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he ain't get it. I ain't talking about no man's performance, because hey, I don't put down none of my niggas in they
Right. This was not even about that. This was about communication. And I feel like all the guys in your little needs to know that it was not about that. It was about our communication. I feel like if communication is good, I don't know. Sex.
Okay. So one thing I want to ask you is, if there was one thing you would want men to know, what is it? Like, man, you wish all men had this in mind, or knew this, or give some free game to these men that can help them
learn these niggas something.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I would say for men, I would say, like, if you're really into a girl, whatever, if you're with a girl, right, just go, like, if you're physical with her, or if you're really into her, communicate. Like, just be really open, because I feel like when men are really open, women are, like, more turned on. They're more, like, just open and receptive to, like, what they have to say. I don't know. I just feel like the communication, for me, it's like communication is like the best thing ever. Like, once the communication flows, then everything else just goes.
You know what I'm saying? After
Communication is key.
After that's the waterfall. That's the only way the river runs. That's where the river runs.
The Nile.
You
The
know what I
Amazon.
mean?
Okay, well, that's all I have.
No, thank you so much, love. We appreciate you coming on the show.
We appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
Peace.
Let's keep it rolling.
Fellas, I hope, one thing I always want after or during these lives, man, is that not only that you having a good time, you laughing, but you also leaving with something a little more than what you came here with. You know what I'm saying?
We all want to learn.
Because, there's a lot of free game being dropped here. You know what I'm saying? From whatever side of the screen it is.
I hope you're taking notes.
Fellas, I ask these women these questions.
For you.
For you.
For you.
For us.
For us.
This is an opportunity for you to not fumble no more pussy. If there was one thing I did when I was younger, one thing I wish I quit liquor from a long time ago, and my cousin over here can attest to one of these stories. There was a time in Austin. This is how, a lot of times y'all give me shit for not being transparent, but I'm always transparent. I keep it real on here. I share my funny stories. It's like,
honesty is the policy.
Funk did that, so hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. You feel me? There was a time in Austin, I was so drunk. If you knew younger Funk, oh man, drunk me was a mess, was embarrassment. Like, ugh.
Double the funk.
We was in Austin one time, so fucked up. And we were young. I was probably like 20.
Shout out the Longhorns.
At the time. My cousin met this girl at the bar in Austin, right? Girls used to just walk up to him. I learned a lot of game from my big cousin, right? A lot of how to talk to women, how to holler at women, how to like, get some pussy, basically. Get the ambiance set up, clean your room, do this, do that. So there was a time in Austin where he met a girl in the club, and I'm standing right here, me and him, we about to go to the bar. I'm like, hey, bro, go to the bar. And some girl walk up on him and just starts whispering in his ear. They start rapping. I step away. She ain't got no friends, so I step away. And then, when we come back, I'm like, bro, what happened? He like, dog, she talking about fucking. She said, what you doing tonight? I said, nigga, what'd you say? I said, nigga, and I'm like, oh my God. He's like, all right, nigga, you finna get that? Cool.
Don't fumble it.
And then I was like, bro, this is crazy. But instead, he was the man, right? So he had another play in motion too. So I was like, okay, he threw the oop for your boy. So I'm so drunk. I had a friend drive me there, so we both there. I'm so drunk, I done talked myself out of some pussy. Guess what happens? The nigga that drove me there ended up getting some head. He done got him the pussy while
You took a major L.
I was drunk and fell asleep.
Epic fail.
So that's why I should have stopped drinking liquor 10 years ago.
Don't be like fun kids.
Learn from me, okay? Don't learn your lessons late in life, all right? God gives you signs very early. It's up. You know how many times niggas run red lights? You know how many times niggas run stop signs and yield signs? All the time. They don't realize it until the cop pulls them over and says, you know why I'm pulling you over? You ran a fucking red light, you idiot.
It's not illegal until you get caught.
Exactly. Don't do dumb shit like that, all right? So this is why Funk did it, so hopefully you wouldn't have to go through this, all right? But we're in a different space nowadays, all right? We don't make those type of mistakes, all right?
Professor Funk giving y'all game.
That's game on game on game. All right, man, we gonna bring some of this.
Let's get this bitch rolling.
Been a lot of, I got a lot of crazy stories. Let's look at a few questions though in the meantime. Should there be a legislation that protects men's, I don't know if you can see this question. Should there be a legislation that protects men choices to keep a baby despite the woman's right to terminate?
That's deep.
That's a good point. Honestly,
this is touchy. Tread carefully.
Woman's body, woman's choice.
Amen to that.
It's, we don't like the last young lady that was on here mentioned. They carry that seed. That seed grows what's inside them. Just because we carry that seed, that garden is more important as, or just as important as that seed, right? You can't have one without the other, right? That's the problem.
They've definitely got the harder job.
In life, even with humans are always at odds. Humans are always bumping heads because humans fail to realize its similarities and how we need one another to continue to grow. And it goes hand in hand. A lot of times in life, we fight and gripe over bullshit. I feel like as I gotten older, I realized, like, I look back at situations or friendships that I might have had, fallouts that I might have had, or how they occurred, and I think to myself, like, you know, again, friends, relationships, they're like seasons, they're like months. They come and go. You know what I'm saying? A new one is gonna come in. Now, where it goes from there, never know. But let's see who we coming in with. Let's go another question. Does body count matter to men? And if yes, why the double standard? That's a really good question. So I can only answer from my perspective.
Would you marry Tiana Taylor? Or Trump?
Tiana.
Or whatever the fuck her name is?
Oh, no, Tiana Trump? Hell no. Ugh. I just seen, let me tell you something. I don't have to know your body count unless somebody told me or if I asked, but I would never voluntarily ask how many men you've been with. That's
we don't really want to know.
I want to know, right? Because I'd be lying if I said it didn't matter. Because if I knew, then I might be looking at you crazy. I might be like, damn, she is a free spirit. But then again, I can't judge you on that based on my own past and my own presence. I can't hold myself higher sexually because I love sex, right? If I have a high number of sexual partners, who am I to look at any woman who has the same as I, right? I'm no better and you're no better, right? In a sense.
That's why you never ask.
So that's why I don't personally ask. So I don't want to know. I've seen in situations where I've mentioned this story before where we were playing a drinking game and the question was, how many people have you been with? And the guy who was trying to get at the girl, you know, he's sitting all comfortable. He's sitting with her like this and shit. My nigga like, yeah, this my, you know, yeah, I'm fucking with her. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro. And the question come around to her, how many motherfuckers you done fucked with, right? And mind you, we in college. So we probably like 21 or whatever. And she's like, she kind of nervous and hesitant. And he looking at her like, girl, don't worry. Go ahead, say your little small ass number. This girl turned around talking about 46. That nigga said, God damn.
He's a professional.
That man, boy, he took his he said, you know what? He said, you know what? I'm not driving this off the lot today. I think I'm gonna continue to walk around the parking lot and check out other cars on the lot. Okay. I will not make my final choice. I found the Carfax came out. You couldn't deny the mileage, the wear and tear that has been applied to that vehicle is roughly a new car on the lot, right? You know what I'm saying? And she was white, so it's like an American car. They age faster, so the value goes down. So at 21, that's your best years as a white woman. I love you, white women. But your best years are at 21, right?
That's your prime.
Like black people with melanin, we're like Hondas and Toyotas.
We last forever.
Last forever. It don't crack. You drive that motherfucker till the wheels fall off.
Tune up an oil change, ready to go.
All you need. Now these white folks, they drive like Chevys and Fords. You know what I'm saying? They gonna come, they gonna go. All right. Now us black folks, we're your Hondas, we're your Teslas.
We're different.
You know what I mean? We're your Toyota Camrys. Why you think your parents driving Camry right now, right? What did you used to get dropped off in? Goddamn me.
You're
bennyhundreds.
What do you do, my brother?
My brother in.
Shout out Oklahoma.
I'm still great state of Texas, but yeah, I'm damn near Oklahoma. Shit.
Bro, I know. I don't know if you've been tapped in, bro, for the.
Yeah, nah, I seen, man. Y'all talking about some wild shit today, boy. Ew.
I probably right up your alley.
Right, probably right up my alley. You know, I'm all about talking about whatever.
So
let's talk about it.
I feel like it's no secret. It's something you speak about. You in a relationship and everything.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say it's no secret you speak about it, you know, a lot of times social media, a lot of people don't like to amplify their own personal experience, their relationships, because we don't want social media to interfere, because, you know, there's a lot of judgment and there's a lot of bullshit that goes on outside of these.
Right. You know, one day I might run for office, and you know, this Funky Friends gonna come back to haunt me, but that's all right.
Presidential Benny.
You know what I'm saying, dog? They always say it come back to bite you.
If Trump can be president, shit, anybody can be president at this point.
You got that right.
No cap.
Yeah, man. Talk to me though. What's up?
So in your own personal relationship,
yeah,
how has it been? I guess what has been the strength of you guys' relationship that's been able to keep it going at this rate? And then what do you feel like is also a weakness or an area you or her might feel like you need to both or individually work on or improve?
Oh man, people know my girl, bro. She hate when I get on here talking about our business.
Okay, but then I don't have to. I don't want to. You know, I'm not about to be that nigga that do this because.
Hey, bro.
Trust the funk.
Nah, so honestly, bro. I mean, I'll speak generally because it's usually, I mean, because it's usually be the same shit, bro. Like, motherfuckers get into relationships first and foremost. Motherfuckers don't even be like fully whole yet, and that's numero uno, number one destructive aspect of a relationship.
So a lot of times people getting into relationships with some damage from the last one.
Facts, big facts, and that's gonna be your biggest that's gonna be your biggest problem right there, because
that's why we check the Carfax to make sure damage, accidents. How many accidents?
How many? It was it a fender bender, or what? Did you damn near have to replace the whole damn axle and shit? You feel what I'm saying?
Or are they totaled?
Is this a total loss? Like shit.
Water damage?
There's no coming back. Hey, it's so crazy because
Take this shit to the
the
chop
car
shop.
business is so like parallel in
Oh
describing
yeah,
in
oh yeah.
describing
It's
it.
funny. I caught what you when you was saying that earlier too. You was like, you gotta check the Carfax. You know, so how many owners done been in here. You got your oil changes up to date. How long you been? You know what I'm saying? It's a salvage title. Is it? Hey, it could be a brand new car, but have about 300-400 miles because everybody done test drove it. You know, you gotta.
Now, one nigga took it off the lot for one reason. Okay,
That's a
Hell yeah.
rental car.
Somebody had that hole on the BVA. You know what I'm saying? And drove that bitch around like it was his.
yeah, somebody borrowed it for a few weeks, a few days
You know what I'm saying?
because their car was in the shop, meaning their car was actually out of time, so they had a window, an opportunity. So
Facts.
they were like, let me go rent this other car
It's just
for
kind of used.
for the weekend that my other car is in the shop.
Real shit. But nah, man, like,
But you the only car I'm driving.
yeah, type shit. But no, I came in here right when you were sitting here talking about or somebody asked a question about like abortions. Is that what y'all was talking about?
Oh, the question was
A dude,
essentially, should there be legislation to protect a man in a situation where if a woman was going to abort it, like the man has a choice as well. Basically, does
man,
a man have a choice of
no. I'm actually passionate about this one. I'll be honest because okay, so it's a sticky situation because obviously you're talking about a human being, the woman who is got to hold this child for 9.5, 10 months, 40 weeks, right? So you can't obligate someone to hold something, right? But at the same time, I do feel like I think it's interesting. Like I feel like if a man is like in that if a couple is in that scenario and a man decides that he wants this child, right? Then it's still up to the woman first and foremost, right? But then for that to go through, then he should like that man should be required to take full custody of the child, like and not like expect any help. You feel what I'm saying?
So you're basically saying if a woman was to say she doesn't want to have the baby, but the man say he want to have a baby, so she would. So, but see, I guess that's where
Basically, make it, take it.
because the
Type shit,
labor
like
pains, like you got to carry it, you got to push it out. That's a lot to ask of, especially because
oh
you
yeah,
know,
for sure. And that's why at the end of the day, it still comes down to what she wants. Like
yeah.
you feel me? But at the end of the day, if that legislation, if you will, I think that's a bit much. But if that was ever to pass, I think that it has to coincide with if the woman is willing to go through with that first and foremost. She does not have liability like child support, shit like that. I honestly feel like that kind of goes. This might be fucked up, but I kind of think that goes both ways. Like if a man or a woman is not prepared to have a child, then they shouldn't be held like liable for that child. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I
Like
definitely
that,
see.
that that's just personally how I feel because that's the
So,
only thing that's fair.
so do you think it's so? I guess are you more so like? Do you accept like pro-choice, or would you say like you're more against the abortions? Because
I mean,
I know
like
you're a faith-based person, right? Like,
right. So
does that
like,
play a part in where you draw the line, I guess, or where you
well, I'm a
side?
firm believer that at the end of the day, no matter what our faith is, like each individual's faith, this country is a secular country, bro. So it's like we can try to like insert our faith into policy, but I don't believe in that. I believe at the end of the day, this country, literally, First Amendment tells you they don't give a fuck about religion, so or they shouldn't. So at the end of the day, I feel like you can't really insert the religious aspect into this, which is why for all intents and purposes, whether it's gay marriage or abortions or all that, this is America, bro. Like I kind of if someone's not infringing upon your life, like you shouldn't give a fuck what they're doing. That's how I feel. It's kind of like a libertarian stance, I guess. But if they're
Honestly,
not
it's a constitutional stance.
Just mind your
right,
business. That's
It's a
all.
basic right
mind
of
your business. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But I do feel like the stickies. I mean, it gets sticky when you're talking about kids because like I I actually think about that scenario. Like, you remember that song J. Cole had when he was like, I ain't too he's basically talking about like abortion. He's like, what about your seed, nigga? I ain't too how does the chorus go? I ain't too proud to tell you that I cry sometime. I cry sometime about it. That song. You know what I'm saying? And at the end he's like, what about your seed? And I always felt like, and I really feel like I should have just wrote it. There's a counter to that, which is the point of like, all right, what if a man wants to have a child, intentionally like you intentionally get pregnant,
Eventually.
right? And
Another
then it's like, oh, like, nah, never mind. I'm not trying to do that no more. Because then it's like, that's kind of fucked up because that man
intentionally is a big difference.
intentionally is a huge difference.
Yeah.
And I feel like,
Because at the end of the day, let's not get it twisted. It takes, well,
Two to tango.
if we're talking about consensual sex,
of course,
I'll make that
yeah,
clear.
my bad. I felt like that was a given, but yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
You gotta,
Ain't no Bill Cosby around this motherfucker.
you gotta be direct sometimes with folks.
Facts.
So when it comes to consensual sex, right? Consensual sex between a man and a woman, and the woman gets pregnant, right? If it's a situation where he purposely did that, then I understand why you would not want to. But if it's a situation like, damn, we've been having unprotected sex. This is because it takes two to tango at the end of the day. You can, a lot of times they always be like, yeah, man, he did this. His fault. He shot my club up. Like,
Yeah.
but he should have known when to pull out. Well, you should have
Yeah,
known.
nah,
Where protection,
it's both sides.
you
Facts.
open your legs at the end of the day. It's like, let's be honest. Let's be adults about this.
Yeah, and that's why I think like the only thing that's fair at the end of the day is if either side, like, so I believe in two things when it comes to and this may add to the topic, but I feel like one, for a child to be born, both parents should consent to that like child being born, right? Honestly. And two, every single birth that ever happens should come with a paternity test. Like every single, like it should be a standard that when a baby is born, the people who are signing that birth certificate as father and mother should both be tested. You feel what I'm saying? Like it
They not
shouldn't
ready for
be,
that.
yeah, it shouldn't be to where, because then like it shouldn't be messy. It shouldn't like, you shouldn't have to force a test on someone. That should be a standard. And for the most part, it'll just be like what's the term I'm looking for? Like just something that just happens. You know what I'm saying? Like people won't even care that much about it. It'll just be part about it. But like bigger picture, you'll catch so much of the bullshit that like at the point of attack, like, all right, cool, like it it relieves the pressure. That's really what it is. It relieves the pressure of both sides of the wondering, anything like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like both sides should
Mari
really.
Povich would hate you.
It's some
I
Mari.
mean,
A lot of people think it's
I'm
like
putting
some
Mari
Mari
out of
shit.
a job, bro. But
But
fuck
it's
it.
not even some Mari shit where people don't realize. It's like you got to think about. There's a lot of situations. Like we could think about it. Like a lot of us are young. How many times do we know people who get somebody pregnant or who got pregnant from somebody they was fucking with? Right? They not in a relationship with them, right? But maybe they might have fucked with somebody else in a window, a time period where there's like, ooh, do I have? It happens more than you think. So I think if you just naturally are just testing it and make sure, because you
Yeah,
already running checks, you're
yeah.
doing blood work,
And
you're already getting
even Sunna just said, they ask you if you want, but it shouldn't be an ask because that still leaves it up to perception and people feeling some type of way. If you accept that, like it should be like mandatory. Like, all right, cool. You had a kid. Are you the father? Are you signing on this birth certificate? I bet we need your blood. You know what I'm saying? And if you do that, then it destigmatizes the pregnancy test or the paternity test. It shouldn't be stigmatized. It should be like there's just too much going around, especially if as a society we believe that people are just should freely have sex with whoever they want, which is cool. Like I'm cool. Like go do your thing, but let's also take into account that might mean possibly that baby ain't uh the parents ain't who we may think it is. So
nah.
obviously the mother is the mother, but
Facts.
you never really know what's going on, bro.
I'm glad you brought this up. I don't want to keep, I'm going to bring a woman in here now. I want to bring a
Okay.
woman. I want to hear this from a woman's perspective now.
All right.
I want
What you gonna ask?
to carry on from what we we're just talking about, because you brought up some great talking points. I can't wait to hear this.
And he always
And of course,
I got you,
my
bro.
villager brother, before we even let you go, obviously, we have to let these folks know.
Shout out the
Okay.
villagers.
The villagers is back, baby.
Yes, sir. Villagers podcast. I mean, shit, it's in both of our profiles. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it on. We're gonna do it on IG Live now, just to make it easy for people to you know, get with us, tap in. You know what I'm saying? Talk to us live, drop questions. What is it? Fuss, cuss, discuss. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what the deal is, and yeah, and this shit.
Podcast on IG.
Yes, sir. Niggas ain't lying. This hoe is damn near cutting off my circulation, but that's because I got this big ass afro over here. That's why I'm pointing this camera down. You know what I'm saying?
Little tight.
But yeah, man, do your thing, bro. You know I gotta tap in though. You know,
my brother. Much love, dog. I see you,
bro.
We appreciate you. Shout out bennyhundreds.
Shout out to my brother. He brought up some good talking points, and I'm gonna let me look at some questions real quick before I tap in the next person. Let's see what we got here. I said it before. I'ma say it again. Kid Fun, what ain't shit. Nigga, you ain't shit. But I love you, dog.
That's kind of offensive.
I hate this. He knows I was gonna say this. You guys should berate and attack him in his DMs for this blasphemy he has sent us. He's an amazing, talented videographer. He's a fucking genius. I can't wait to link with him. But for those words alone, he's in
violation.
He should be violated in his DMs. That's all I'm gonna say. Next question.
Who don't like this for?
Elias. Oh, he called me by my first name.
Your government name.
When did your last relationship end and why, and how long was it? So my last relationship ended, I think maybe a year after college, and it came down to just communication. So originally how the relationship started, it started off sexual. It was just it was a hookup thing, right? It was college. So she was my friend's roommate, my best friend's roommate. And I guess, the attraction was there. She was attracted to me, and then vice versa. It started off sexual, and then, how that shit goes. You just fucking all the time, and then you just like, damn, I see you all the time. I kind of like you.
Fit like a glove.
But I don't want to like you because I'm in college and I'm young, and I know I have to fuck a lot of girls because I'm in college and I'm young, and
that's just what you do.
I gotta represent for my frat brothers. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put on for the noops. You know what I'm saying? We have a reputation to maintain.
Shimmy now.
I can't be yelling out at the end of the parties. Noop motherfucker, that's the, what I'm saying? We fuck the hoes, we wear the clothes, noop motherfucker, that's the way it goes. I can't say it if I ain't about it, then it's just cap at that point. So I felt like I had to do that shit. Not to say that cap was the reason why I was doing that shit. It was just a mental thing. It was that young nigga shit, you know what I'm saying? And after I got out of college, and even towards the end of that, I started realizing like the value in it, and I think it was too late, and the damage had been done over the time. So it lasted a couple years, maybe about 2.5 or whatever you want to call it. And then I learned a lot from that, right? The thing is I didn't leave that relationship not learning from it. Though it didn't work out, I have no ill feelings towards her. Granted, maybe if we met each other in a different lifetime at a different point in life, maybe things could have worked out, but it wouldn't have worked out because we weren't there with each other mentally. We didn't, it didn't mesh well in the long run, right?
You were still in your hoe phase.
I was still in my hoe phase. I was out here trying to slang rod all through Texas Tech Boulevard. I was a fool in my younger days, y'all. I was
sowing seeds.
Wilding, man. Like, the thing is like, don't get it twisted. I love women. Like, there's nothing wrong with loving women. You know what I'm saying? I can talk to y'all all day like this. But let's bring in this young lady, man. She has some shit she want to get off her chest, man.
Let's talk about it.
Hola.
Hey.
Welcome back. You got your headphones in, huh?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we got our headphones.
Let's get it rolling.
Okay, what was on your mind, girl?
On our mind? What's on our mind? I don't know, like a lot. A lot. Give us a topic.
Let's talk about it.
So
Okay, let's do it.
I don't know. Were you listening early? Did you hear what we were talking about?
We kind of heard a thing or two, but I'm not
So,
quite sure.
so the last thing we had talked about was we were talking about like a woman's choice, right, with her body. Like, does a man have an option in that? Should a man have an option in like, if he was to say like, hey, I want you to, if you don't want the baby, can you still, I want to keep the baby, like have the baby so I can keep
Yeah,
it.
you know why? Because it takes two to make it, right? So
Mhm.
I feel like it should be a decision of two people to kind of decide what happens after two.
I feel like I won't ever put myself like in the situation to ever make that type of decision, because like it's a hard decision. Everybody knows it's a very hard decision, and it's a very complicated situation, right?
Yeah.
So like I think like the first step is making sure you're not in that, like you're not even at that point where you have to make such a decision. But if you're at that point, then like both of you need to talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be the girl's decision.
Yeah, it'll be the
like,
girl's decision, but I feel like the guy should have an input.
He should, yeah.
He should have an input, and it's I don't know. It's a really tough thing.
So say you had a one night stand with somebody and you got pregnant.
Ooh, I wouldn't be able to answer that because we don't do that out here. I wouldn't.
Where
Yeah,
y'all?
he said
Where
they
y'all?
don't do
Hold on.
that.
Where y'all at? What city y'all in?
We're from Toronto. Toronto girls don't do that.
Yeah.
Shout out Toronto.
Yeah.
What Toronto girls do out there?
I'm sorry, what?
What do Toronto girls do then?
Toronto girls go on dates. They like to get to know people.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't say that, huh?
Hi.
Hey, Torontos.
They're classy women.
Hey.
Yo, I like your
up,
friend in
girl?
the background. He said Toronto girls are classy girls.
Yes, we
Yeah, that's exactly what we do.
Who said that?
I don't know. Somebody in the background. I feel like you have an entourage behind
Girl,
you.
you made that shit up. Ain't no
Too
way
high.
to say that.
Too high. Are you serious? Somebody said
No.
that.
What?
hearing. Did you hear that? Did you hear someone saying classy? Or no?
I heard classy. I
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so as a man, what could I expect if I was trying to pursue a Toronto woman? What should I expect from them?
Come correct.
Come confidence, okay?
Yes.
Confidence.
Come with your confidence. Come with your A game. Come with like a proper plan. Don't be like, let's hang out. No.
No, okay.
Give me a plan.
Yeah.
Say 8 o'clock. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Like
Yeah.
a clear plan.
Don't
And
even,
then what you're trying to do too.
Yeah, don't even ask me what I'm feeling like. Like, you know, you plan it out. Like, if it's a first date,
Exactly.
okay, ask me after, like, the third day. But, like, the first day, I'm expecting you to do it, you know? Like, don't even ask me.
Agreed. I feel like nowadays, before you even ask a girl out, you need to get to know her.
Yeah.
So that you can present a good plan.
Yep.
I like that line. Oh my
So
god.
if y'all keep saying plan and whatever. What it sounds like y'all got some personal like trauma from this.
Oh, doesn't everyone though?
Yeah.
Wait, don't you?
Speak on it then. Speak on it.
Let's
Then.
talk about
I'm
it.
the guy, obviously, right?
Express yourself.
You know,
I don't want.
dog,
I don't
educate some brothers
I don't
on
want to
here.
expose Toronto mans out here, so I'm gonna be loyal, and I'm just gonna keep.
I don't know about Toronto
okay,
folks.
somebody.
No trash.
What did you say?
Okay, she said they're trash, but okay, that's being harsh. Like, Toronto man, but they're not.
They're not all trash. They're not all trash. They're not all trash.
They're not all trash.
Wait, let's ask him a question.
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay. So, do you have a question? Let's
Okay, where do you live?
I live in Dallas, Texas.
Triple D's, baby.
You live in Deadtown?
Yeah.
I was there in January, man. The city sleeps at 10. How do you guys do that?
What'd you say?
I went to bed at 10 when I came to Dallas. How do you guys do that? 10 p.m.
Who you went to bed at 10 p.m. That didn't mean we went to bed at 10
The
p.m.
streets went to bed at 10 p.m. So I had to go to bed at 10 p.m.
Girl, it's a Monday. People got work.
It's a Wednesday and I was on vacation. I'm like,
A
yo,
Wednesday. Girl, what you
It's a
want?
Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. You didn't go. You should have gone to Wednesday. There's a big turn up where black people go on Wednesdays.
there's a what?
There's a people do shit on Wednesday. They got this Wednesday. in the
I
city.
think I went to like Addison or something, and I was like, okay.
What is that? What do you mean? What do you mean? Shake your head. What's that?
On a Wednesday, you don't go to Addison. Like it's like certain places you would go.
Well, I
You
was
gotta go to
visiting.
the
It was
right
my
place.
first. See, I told you there's someone in the background.
Yeah, y'all gotta come back to Dallas one time and let us
Okay,
know.
we're gonna come back because flights are cheap right now.
What's there at Dallas? What's there?
Nothing, babe. Nothing.
Come and find out.
Nothing.
Come and find out.
I guess we have a friend now, so.
Yeah.
Come and find out. We gonna show y'all a good time. You know,
Okay,
it's a real Southern
so
hospitality.
where would you take us if we come to Dallas? In, let's
so
say,
if y'all
November. What would you take us?
In November, depends when y'all come. If y'all come out here, I gotta check what's going on that weekend, obviously. But we'll go out. We're a city known for food.
What kind of food would we eat, babe?
Whatever y'all
Maybe
like.
some barbecue.
Chicken nuggets.
Barbecue,
Okay,
steak.
I'll tell you one thing I like.
Oh,
I
by
like
the way,
Gloria's.
this thing gonna cut off here in like 30
I
seconds.
like Gloria's tacos, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Gloria's?
Shout out to Gloria's.
Nah, we got better shit than Gloria's.
It gets way better.
I really need to hit you up.
Don't worry, we got y'all. But hey, I don't mean to cut y'all off, but this live is about to end, girl. I just want to thank y'all for coming on, ladies. We're gonna see y'all. Let me know when y'all come.
We appreciate you.
For sure.
All right, ladies.
Bye.
She definitely called you, babe.
So, guys, ladies, gentlemen, I hope y'all had an enjoyable time. We had a lot of things we touched on and talked about. Again, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you came here with us. So until next week, peace, power, prosperity, all my brothers and sisters goddamn.
We've got to go.
Yeah. Y'all gonna vibe with me out. Y'all gonna vibe with me out. So,
Yeah.
Taking these pills when I'm in the trenches.
Screenshot this one.
He got rich off the dope, but I know he be acting a lot. I know some niggas who said that they took down the city, but niggas be laughing.
Don't forget to donate. Send me some money, I'm broke. Goddamn.
We appreciate you.